Welcome to the Gameplay HD Open, the first ever televised PlayStation 3 tournament featuring Resistance Fall of Man. I'm Candace Gibson, and this event is the culmination of a nationwide tournament that began 6 weeks ago with more than 1,000 entries. PS3 players from all over the country, players just like you at home, fought it out online in both one-on-one and 3 versus 3 showdowns for a chance to come to the Gameplay HD studios here in New York City and compete for thousands of dollars in cash and prizes. It's a mission worthy of the game itself, where embattled heroes struggle against an otherworldly enemy. Played exclusively on PlayStation 3, Resistance Fall of Man was developed by Insomniac Games and released last year by Sony Entertainment to widespread acclaim. This alternate history game of startling graphics and epic intensity has captivated players all over the world and became the best-selling PS3-only game on the market. Resistance Fall of Man is a first-person shooter game set in post-World War II England in the early 1950s. Europe has fallen to the Chimeras, an alien race who has spread a deadly virus that threatens the future of all mankind. In the Gameplay HD Open, players can choose either the human allied soldier or the Chimera to send into battle. Humans are smaller and can dodge oncoming fire in a full sprint while using radar to detect enemy units, while Chimera are much bigger targets, but also possess an ability called Rage Mode, which allows them to inflict more damage on their enemies and see through walls. The weapons are a mix of post-war munitions and futuristic technology. Both races can pick up an assortment of guns on each intricate map throughout the game. It's an awesome game and awesome console. Well, we're going to kick off our action today with the finals of the Gameplay HD Open 3-on-3 tournament. The teams will be playing in the Team Deathmatch mode. Now, here are the rules. The match will be played on 2 maps only, and each map will consist of a single 10-minute half. The highest cumulative score across both maps will determine our winner. Now, the combatants are making their way to the set right now, but before their showdown begins, let's see how these battle-tested teams made it all the way here to the finals. Underdogs in the Resistance community, Divinity Lost has had fun proving them wrong throughout the tournament. In the semifinals at GameStop in Herald Square, they took on highly touted SFU SWAT. Kill after kill of the entire SWAT team kept them in total control of the first map, ensuring a lopsided victory. On map 2, their precise sniping skills were too much for SFU SWAT, taking it 2 maps to 0 and pushing their way into the finals to face the newest spawn, the Professional Skills Clan.
Professional Skills, I mean, they're a professional team. It's not just a name, but I know they watched our game today with 6FU, and I know that they're going in, they're not taking us lightly anymore like they were.
Taking nothing for granted after disposing of Invidious Tactics Alpha, Professional Skills brought their A game against the second Invidious Tactics squad, opting for a 1 human, 2 Chimera formation, allowing them the use of radar. Invidious Tactics, going with 3 Chimeras, didn't stand a chance on map 1, but found new life on the second map, sneaking past Professional Skills by a mere 4 points. In the rubber match, Professional Skills came roaring back to beat the heavily favored Invidious Tactics and grab a spot in the finals. So you've met our contestants. Now to find out more about what we can expect in the first half of the 3-on-3 final, let's hear from our shoutcasters. From GGL Wire, here's Rance, Rome Costa, and Stuart Django Ewan. Fellas, what's up?
We've got an exciting grand final in store with just one final twist. We've got both teams fighting it out and adding up their total frag score over both maps to figure out the victor. That is a different way than the way they came through the bracket. Stu, how's that going to affect the gameplay in the grand final?
These players are going to have to be conscious about the score, because even if they win the first match, the other team has a chance to come back in the second by sheer frags. We're going to see a lot of defensive play from the people, the underdogs in this matchup. Divinity Lost and Professional Skills are ready to go. The timer is on.
Let's go ahead and start off with a roster rundown here for Team Divinity Lost. We've got Justin, ex-Demon Dunlap, Don, Handy Capable Prince, Ricardo, Half Asleep Salazar, and for Professional Skills, we've got Daniel, Vicious Hutchins, Jonathan, Pure X Personius, and Richard, USMC Fire Dog, Wade. Holy cow, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Go
That
ahead and
is
drop us
indeed.
into the action, Stu.
Right now on the blue team, we do have Divinity Lost, hosted by what the players Rance just mentioned. On the orange side, we have Professional Skills. Professional Skills had quite a number of squads coming into this tournament, but finally we have their Charlie squad here at the finals, and they're going to give us a show. Right now we're going to be playing on Grimsby. It's an industrial map, lots of warehouses, not a lot of outside fighting going to be taking place. Currently it looks like the blue team, Divinity Lost, has the lead. 54-54, and it's just getting tied up here.
Yeah, a lot of
Skills gonna
early.
take things back.
It's a lot of early kills right off the bat, and they all took place inside because they all spawned inside. We're through the eyes of Pure X right now, and you can see him trying to defend the onslaught of the blue squad who came in, and he actually goes down to that onslaught along with the rest of the Professional Skills squad. 86. Oh, scratch that. 96 to 88 is the tally now after that last onslaught to that warehouse there, Stu. How things looking so far? Do you see any strategy taking place or coming into play here so far?
People are sticking together, but so far the game looks pretty cozy, within one frag all the time. A lot of early killing going on here, and it looks like things are going to stay that way through the most part. Kind of a relief to see a human player on the team on the orange side. Most of the time we see the Chimera players using that advantage they have by the ability to see through walls. That gives them huge advantage with the auger and placement of grenades and whatnot.
Yeah, USMC Fire Dog going down there, but now we're through the eyes of X-Demon as he's trying to control the inside of the warehouse right here, and this is the end goal for whatever team has control of this room, because it spawns the grenades, it spawns better weapons, so they're going to camp out in here and try to control this area right here from the attacks of the opposing team. So you'll see the opposing team make their onslaught in waves, preferably together into this room right here. But as it stands right now, Divinity Lost sporting their E28 tag. Tell me about that tag there, Stu.
Well, I talked to one of the players earlier. Apparently it represents Ezekiel 28, a chapter in the Bible. It's in reference to their name about Divinity Lost. It's a line about Lucifer, I believe. I didn't get too much information about it, but they are indeed living up to their name. Divinity Lost, they're playing a brutal game here. They're pulling away from the orange team. Professional Skills, 172 to 120. It's a 50-point gap, 5 kills. They're going to make that even wider just now as X-Demon going to drop an opponent for 182nd point.
Yeah, nice job so far by the Divinity Lost squad of controlling the inside of the warehouse. That's exactly what they want to do, and you can see the opposing squad, Professional Skills, stuck outside right now. They're going to try to retake this room over and over again so that they can control these grenades and all of these weapons here, and it's going to be Divinity Lost's job to keep them from doing that. X-Demon catching a little fire here, and I have not seen any of the orange guys make it in quite yet, but Professional Skills still going to make this push, and eventually they will retake. So far, though, 206 to 132, a handy little lead for Divinity Lost.
Divinity Lost definitely making use of this warehouse, and Professional Skills is losing more points than the advantage they're gaining, trying to push in constantly. They have the auger spawn outside. That means they can shoot through the walls using the Chimera's special ability to see through them. You can find your targets easily, but Divinity Lost has the auger as well, and they're placing grenades at the entrances when Pure X is going to try and push in just a second here. He's making his way along through the warehouse, possibly going to try it through a side exit. They've been trying from outside in the past, and it looks like Pure X is going to spam some more auger shots through the wall. Nothing connecting yet, but Blue still with a commanding lead here, 226 to 152. And Professional Skills going to definitely have to step things up, and they've got to retake this center area, Rance.
Yeah, I agree. Pure X did have a nice look inside the warehouse there, but he's gonna lay back and wait for some buddies, and this is exactly the best strategy for a team deathmatch player to do. It's always best to move in groups and attack in groups simultaneously, and that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. Pure X spamming through the wall with his auger, and now they do appear to retake. Professional Skills have retaken now the warehouse area. Now this is huge for them because now they look to defend it. It's 246, 186. That's a 6 frag differential right there, and they're gonna look to defend this area from the next onslaught of the Blue squad coming on back.
But it looks like Blue's just in control here. Blue is coming from every which way. They're not going to rush the warehouse. They're going to load up on weapons, grenades, ammo even, and they're just going to make a tactical advance on this location. Professional Skills, they were just rushing in right off the spawn, and we see a lot more thinking from Divinity Lost here.
I agree. Divinity Lost going to take some time to regroup a little bit, gather some weapons, as you see through X-Demon's eyes right now. He's gathering up some weapons. He's watching the back door for a little flank and waiting for buddies. Let's go ahead and switch it up and see what's going on inside the warehouse, as we have Pure X in our sights now. And he did spot X-Demon on the backside of the warehouse there. He tried to get some auger fire on him there, but it didn't look like it connected at all. However, Professional Skills still controlling the warehouse, and as you can see, the scoreboard coming a little bit tighter now, 268 to 218. That's 5 frags difference in the game. Still a very close matchup here, and I look forward to a thrilling finish to this first round.
These players are definitely conscious about the scores right now. 228 to 268. And it looks like the blue team going to rush out. We saw a push by the orange team. They're getting a bit anxious in there. They want to get those frags back quickly, and they're making mistakes. They're spreading themselves out. They're sending one person out a door that's guarded by 3 Divinity Lost players. There's Fire Dog just passing by half asleep's view, and the nade going to catch him off guard. And Divinity Lost still scoring frags despite their lack of control over the center area.
Yeah, it's amazing, really. I mean, they're picking Professional Skills apart from the outside of the area that you want to control, which is amazing to me, as we see through the eyes of half asleep right now. All he's doing is spamming that door right there, and then maybe sending some auger shots through the door. But that's content for them, because they have the lead. They want the game. They want the game to stay with them in the lead. So, I mean, it's up to the orange squad in Professional Skills to come get some frags eventually. They're going to let the time tick away just a little bit more. We're in the final 3 minutes of the first half of competition here. Fire Dog dropping another member of the blue squad there, and he's going to bring his guys within actually 4 frags. There we go. We had a nice little pop by the Professional Skills squad, and so now we're within actually 3 frags now, Stu, heading into the final 2 minutes.
Well, it looks like Divinity Lost still able to hold on to that lead, making excellent use of grenades, as we just see X-Demon puts one through a door just as a Professional Skills player hops through, takes him down. Professional Skills aren't without their merits as well. The last player we watched made excellent use of the 40mm grenades, using that carbine very effectively, took down a pair of Divinity Lost members. Now we're over onto Pure X from Professional Skills. He's going to try and make a move into the center area, spamming some bullseye fire, but nothing going to come of that. No tags dropped yet on his part. Going to pick up some Hedgehog Mines. Hedgehog Mines are basically a hedgehog. You throw them out, they hover in midair, they shoot spikes out. It's not quite as effective as some of the other weaponry in the game, but it does force people out of hiding, because it is a grenade, and you want to get away from a grenade, of course.
We were just looking through the eyes of half asleep there as he went down to some auger fire through that wall, and it looks like it's a major battle in the middle of the map here, but you can see things tightening up a little bit. We are down to a 5-6 frag differential there, but it was much closer, and we are coming up on the 1 minute warning here shortly. However, the total frag score matters in this matchup here. So you're looking for a frag score that is very close after the first half. You're not looking to blow it open yet. Of course, the team in the lead does want to blow it open, but the team that's behind wants to slow things down and keep it close. And hence the orange squad, Professional Skills, wanting to keep it close. Now, big battle outside here as we got plenty of grenades being spammed, and a lot of the orange squad going down there. 404 to 384 as we see the blue team, and that would be Divinity Lost there with just a slim lead now. It's down to 2 frags here, and this is exactly what we were hoping to see in the first half.
Well, what we have, we're under a minute left. We saw the warning pop up just a second ago, and people are still going to be scrambling for frags right now. They want to pull away, even by a slight amount. It's 416 to 394 currently. Blue team still in the lead. Divinity Lost with a great hold on this map. They're working as a team. Their tactics are flawless. They're just picking apart Professional Skills all over the map. I saw earlier a Professional Skills player making use of the bullseye tag. He dropped one down and fired a lot of shots off, then tried to connect it to a Divinity Lost player. But now as we draw to the close of the game, 460, 406, blue team going to be the winner. Divinity Lost going to take the first half of this match.
All right, Stu and Rance, what an exciting first half, huh? We're going to find out if Divinity Lost can keep its lead over Professional Skills a little bit later on in the show. But next up, it's a mano-a-mano bloodfest as we move on to the first half of the Gameplay HD Open one-on-one tournament. What's up, everybody? I'm Candice Gibson. Welcome back to the Gameplay HD studios, where the action is heating up in the inaugural Gameplay HD Open. We just saw heated action in the 3-on-3 tournament, and now we're moving on to the first half of the 1-on-1 finals. Now, like the 3-on-3 competition, this 1-on-1 showdown will be contested in the death match mode. The rules are similar. The match will be played on 2 maps, and each map will consist of a single 10-minute half. The highest cumulative score across both maps will determine the winner. So here are the lone gunmen now making their way out of their barracks. But before they get going, let's see how these solo shooter superstars made it here to New York. While most of the players came seeking the title, Brian Fry, aka Fry Dog, came for romantic glory, and he proposed to his girlfriend in Times Square before the tournament. Perhaps still jittery from the good news, Fry Dog was eliminated in the first round. Kotek123 was a virtual unknown in the Resistance community coming into the tournament, but he certainly opened up some eyes, upsetting favorite Banontil. His opponent in the finals is the notorious Freeway Rick, whose last-second kill of his arch-nemesis Rankman left the crowd cheering and Freeway Rick talking some trash.
I don't really like the kid, so it was fun beating him.
I don't think his smack talking really works to his advantage. It's just dumb because he's not that great of a player in the first place.
So it's the newbie Kotek123 versus the notorious Freeway Rick in the 1-on-1 finals of Resistance Fall of Man. All right, people, our finalists are locked and loaded, and the ammo is about to fly. Rance and Stewart, guys, what should we expect in the first half of the 1-on-1 final?
We've got Freeway Rick and Kotek here in the finals, Rance. Now, I've heard a lot of talk coming from Freeway Rick to the other players, not just Kotek. He dropped a match to Rankman. Some people think he's a lesser player for that, but we'll see if he can back up his talk in this game.
I agree. Kotek's skills have spoken for themselves thus far in the tournament, and he has not dropped a single map at all. He has tied one, but he won the tiebreaker on the way up as well. So he, in my opinion, is the stronger player of the two. All right, grand finals here in the duel tournament. We've got 2 players, Ian Kotek Cassell versus Enrique Freeway Rick Morales. And off to the early start actually is Kotek, and we do have him in our sights right now as he is climbing through and gathering some weapons here and some grenades in preparation to run into Rick in the next spot. Let's see where Rick's at here as we switch it up to him. And he's right around back. What's the weapon he's got there still?
He's got an Auger out, Chimera Special for those who play. Definitely probably going to make use of that very well, seeing through walls and all. Now we see finally some Auger action. Freeway Rick putting up some shields, but he's going to go down as Kotek blows up a barrel, taking Rick with it. Kotek now, or I'm sorry, it looks like Kotek was the one who went down. Freeway Rick took the frag. Scores now 10-10 in this first half.
Wow, amazing work right there as we do have Freeway Rick in the sights. He's cruising around and he's trying to blow up all these barrels because there's such a hazard on the map anyway. So both players probably interested in keeping all those barrels down as to not give their opponent any sort of advantage. We see Rick shooting around and he's looking through, and it's really hard on this map to really have a bead on where your opponent might be. There's Kotek again, and you can see them just blowing up the barrels, trying to clear out the map a little bit so that they don't get caught in this hazard when they run into one another. The Chimera race very susceptible to the fire damage that you receive from those barrels, and so that's why it's such a threat.
Well, it looks like Kotek was keeping a very close eye on the 40mm grenade launched from the carbine. Freeway Rick is notorious for using it, and we heard a lot of talk from the team players about how he practically was reliant totally on the 40mm. So Kotek's going to keep that on lockdown, and Freeway Rick is pretty much free to pick up whatever he wants while Kotek's got his eye on those grenades.
Kotek now outside, clearing out some of the barrels as well, and you can see that it's going to be a relatively slow matchup between these two gentlemen who are very methodical. You're going to see Kotek just defending that 40mm because that is something that Rick does depend on for his success, or he has so far in the tournament. Now, the tournament rules slightly different here as we've got a point total being added between both maps. So every score does count. So I foresee a relatively low-scoring affair between these two guys, and we will see how it ends up panning out in the end. But as it stands right now, still at 10-10. Both players all tied up there, but look at that, on the board yet again, Kotek with the next frag.
Looks like Kotek getting up close there. Augur not too great in close quarter situations. The fire rate isn't as fast, and Kotek does have the better aim, so he took great advantage of Rick there. And it looks like Kotek going to go down to a quick frag from Freeway Rick. Now Rick does have the 40 mil grenade. You see him pulling out the carbine there, so we know what's coming, and Kotek surely knows what to expect.
Yeah, exactly. Now Kotek actually has an uphill battle because Rick is an ace with those grenades, and so he is a weapon when he's got those grenades in his possession, and that is when he is the largest threat. You can see him gathering up a few more of the other frag grenades there on his way to get a frag. You can see Rick making his way around the corner there. Let's switch it up to Kotek and see what he's up to. He's down by one frag, and it looks like he's done shopping around, but now he's looking for some blood there, as he is a bit bloodthirsty. Let's see where they're going to meet up here soon. It's very hard to tell because there's so much difference or distance between the players anyway at this point on the map.
This map isn't very open. We are playing Grimsby. There is a team deathmatch version of this map. It's very different, actually. This map has a small outer area, but mostly inside and close quarters, so long-range weapons aren't going to work that great. But once again, we see Freeway Rick working those 30 mil grenades. He misses Kotek with the first one, but Kotek's going to keep his distance for now and just wait for Rick to make a move. Kotek, he's sort of playing a game of catch-up now, as the last frag was taken by Rick, but we'll see where this goes from here.
Yeah, I agree. We have our eyes on Rick right now. He's making his way around, and you can see that this is a very low-scoring affair thus far. Let's see what. Let's check the time here. We're coming up on the 5-minute warning here in the first round. Both players have 30 points, as you can see. Kotek likes to keep the fight outside. That's why he's hanging out outside, and you can see Rick hanging out on the inside of the map. He is going to have better luck with those 40 mil grenades in an enclosed environment, so that's what he's going to try to push the whole time, and we'll see if he's going to be successful with that, and we'll see if Kotek's going to let him do it.
Well, Rick playing a bit of a dangerous game if he's going to work the 40s inside. He has the chance to hurt himself, possibly even lose 10 points due to a suicide. But now we see these players fighting over the spawn, a lot of auger fire going off, and Rick going to retreat back into his hole inside this warehouse. Going to finally come out, spotting Kotek through the wall, it looks like. He's spamming the wall with auger fire, but no frags as of yet. And Kotek just keeping that 40 under lockdown, not going to let Rick move at all.
Yeah, anytime you see those bullets flying through the walls, guys, that is the auger fire. The auger is a weapon that shoots through walls and, in fact, gains damage points with every item that it moves through. So you see those bullets come through the wall. Those are extremely dangerous, and they need to be dodged. Also, the Chimera have a nice power that allows you to see through the walls to see body heat, and you can detect where the other player is through the walls. So that's why the auger is the preferred weapon for the Chimera race.
The Chimera race in general is the preferred race, though, as before, it is extremely weak to fire, but I don't believe... Is that a flamethrower there? I see Rick wielding. Can't tell, but no, Rick back over to the auger. We're seeing no flamethrower action here, but Rick gonna go down, courtesy of Kotek, through a wall, very long distance there, and Kotek gonna finally take a lead. 40 frags to 30.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. 4-3 is the score now, and Kotek got some nice spam off right there and actually connected with Rick. Rick wasn't ready for that fire to come through the wall. Now we see Rick throwing some auger fire towards Kotek, only through one wall this time, and you can see those shields popping up from that weapon as well. Look at that. 3 minutes remaining in the matchup here, and it's all tied up. 40. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not tied up. Rick's down one frag still. 40-30 is the score. I thought Rick got him through the wall. He didn't quite make it, however, and Rick's going to retreat back inside. He's got plenty of time, though. I mean, you've got 13 minutes left in the grand scheme of things. You got a whole second round, you know, to get your tally. So every frag matters at this point, and both these players interested in keeping it tight until the last couple minutes of the match.
we're seeing a lot of shield spam from the augers. It's kind of curious because auger shots can still penetrate the auger shields. Perhaps it's just an instinctive reflex to hit that L1 button when you're under fire, but it's probably not doing Rick much good. It just gives the auger shot another surface to pass through and gain more power.
Yep, Kotek outside, and he's just going to spam. He's just going to spam on his way inside, and he's going to try to get some more fire on Rick right there. But as you can see, Rick in the back side of the building here, and he's just running around trying to keep away from all of that spam. You can see the fire coming in right there. A couple of them connect with Rick there, and he's going to try to spam that grenade on in. Now he's catching fire because of all of that auger fire coming from Kotek. Kotek did a nice job against Rick there, and I wish I had his health bar. I bet you it's way low. You can definitely see that he caught on fire there for a second, and he took some serious fire. That's going to be Kotek's approach, though. He's going to just hope to connect with a lot of auger fire from through these walls like this, and this is where we're going to see probably a lot of action occurring as Rick dodging bullets through walls right now even, and we'll see if Kotek's going to be able to box him in to a corner here or not.
Freeway Rick doing a lot of bunny hopping there, trying to get out of the path of fire that Kotek's laying down with that auger. When we see players' heads catch fire, that's the Chimera's special ability, running out of juice to see through walls. But when Rick did catch fire earlier, that was a whole lot more than just the special ability. We see a little gas vent over to the side there, but Freeway Rick headed a different way into the air vent, going to pick up some more 40 mil grenades. Unsure if he's got a carbine or not, so I'm not sure if he can make use of them, but still, Kotek working that auger onto Rick's position, going to try and catch him off guard, maybe predict a couple shots and catch him when he's coming out of a door.
Final 30 seconds here of the first round. Score is 40-30. As you can see now, Rick coming outside. We could see a final frag here in the final seconds. I think Rick wants to tie it up here, headed into the end of the first round. Did he escape? No. Kotek's going to grab him from behind and achieve a 2-frag lead here in the closing seconds of the round. 15 seconds remain here, and that was a huge frag and quite possibly a devastating mistake for Freeway Rick to have put himself in that precarious position like that. Kotek is going to take advantage of his every mistake, and I believe that he just did that.
And that's going to be game as Kotek 1-2-3 going to take the first half. Candace, over to you.
All right, Rance and Stu, what an intense matchup. Both of these guys being very methodical. Question now whether or not Freeway Rick will be able to come back. We're going to see. But first, we're going to find out who wins the team competition. The second half of the 3-on-3 final is coming up next.
My name is Richard Wade. My gamer tag is USMC Fire Dog. These are my two teammates because I'm the leader of professional skills. I was in the military for 4 years. I just got out actually last week, and I drove from California back to Mississippi, and then I haven't been able to play for the past week online at all. So I came up here a little nervous because I haven't touched the controller in a while. We just put the team together right before the tournament.
Yeah, and I'd never even played with either one of these two people before in any game.
I've never even heard of his name the whole time.
He told me he was in the Marines, so automatically when you think Marines, you're like, okay, this guy is going to be able to bench press a car if he has to.
In the Marine Corps, they teach you not to rush into anything without thinking. So that's what I do when I'm playing the game. I don't really rush into stuff without thinking.
Give me a high five, man. If there are other tournaments, I would definitely want to play with these two people as my teammates. I have great friends, so they always keep me motivated. They give me a lot of for it in the beginning because they think it's kind of crazy. They're like, oh, you're a gaming nerd. You're going all the way to New York just to play a video game. But it's like they think about it. It's like, holy crap. He gets a free trip to New York just to play a video game. Like, that's pretty cool.
We're really good at not going in with a set strategy. We're really good at just adapting or changing or just deciding okay, this isn't working, well, we'll go at it another way. It's not so much that we're great players, we're just really smart about how we play together.
Holy crap, we're in the finals.
Just meeting these two guys and being able to hang out with them and the rest of the guys that came here, it's already been a good experience for me. So I'm just happy already.
I would definitely consider us the underdogs. Nobody even thought we would make it to New York. I mean, here we are, we're going to the finals and we're getting ready to play Divinity Lost. So hopefully we can just keep up the teamwork and whatever and pull off the victory in the finals.
We had never met each other before yesterday, so whenever I actually saw the guys, it was a lot of fun to put a voice into a face. I mean, I feel like these guys are friends to me, not just guys that I play with.
When I first saw Justin here, I had a big old smile on his face, and I seen Don right behind him. I was like, wow, what's up, you know?
It's not surprising to me that we've done so well at all. I really felt confident that we would make it to New York before we even started. We were heavy underdogs, and we kind of flew under the radar this whole tournament, and nobody really knew who we were.
I love sports. I love teamwork and everything, and it drives me every day to practice to be better than what I am.
When I'm not gaming, I mean, I have a full-time job. I work out a lot. I run marathons. I've been watching a lot of these tournaments lately. Players do make it like a lifestyle. And it'd just be fun. They're all professional players and they go and play in tournaments, and it's interesting to watch. It's just like any kind of sports tournament that I've ever done.
The highest scoring game we saw so far.
The best part about this tournament so far is just being able to meet everybody that I've been playing with for so long. I mean, I never imagined that, we would be sitting here and I'd be hanging out with, these guys that are my friends.
I mean, losing isn't like the end of the world, because it is, in the end, still just a video game. And it's not worth, being mad at each other, because that just builds frustration and it doesn't make it fun. I play the game to have fun.
I think that's a big reason that we have gotten this far, is because we just don't take it that seriously. And we know we don't have anything to lose, so it's all up from here.
We are back at the Gameplay HD Open, the first ever televised PlayStation 3 tournament. I'm Candace Gibson, and the second round of the 3-on-3 finals is on tap, with thousands of dollars worth of cash and prizes lying in the balance. Right now, Divinity Lost has control of the action, holding a 54-point lead after the first half. Let's go to GGL Wire's Rance Rome Costa and Stuart Django Ewan for some analysis of the situation.
54 points in team deathmatch? That's nothing, buddy. 5 frags separate these two teams from one another right now. The bigger story after the first half, however, is that Divinity Lost came out on top of Professional Skills map pick. Stu, what is Professional Skills going to have to do to beat Divinity Lost on their own map?
They need to stick together more. The first map, I saw them running out of the central chamber. They were just splitting up a lot, trying to get the frags in the last part of the map, but it didn't do them much good. Divinity Lost still picked them off one by one.
54 points separate these two teams right now before anyone has scored. The initial score for this round, 460 to 406. So we're going to keep an eye on the spread here. And one player as well. For Professional Skills, one player was the big difference for them, and that player was Vicious. He actually did not have a very good game last round, and so in order for his team to have a chance to be victorious, Vicious is going to have to step up large. We've got a 10-10 score here in the second half. That's going to put the final tally 470 to 406 here, and still a 5 frag differential between these two teams.
We're following Vicious here. He's got the L23 Far Eye. It's a sniper rifle in this game, long-range shooting. We'll see if he can rack up a couple frags with it. Grimsby has one of them. That was the previous map played on Busyard. This is a nice open map. There's not much fighting that's going to take place on the inside. People are going to be jockeying for control of the roofs and the weapon spawns. Still a lot of it outside, and we see Vicious here. He's got the Far Eye out, but he's not doing any shooting with it. I'm not sure what he's trying to pull here, but he's going to have to at least pull the trigger once to get a frag on the board.
Yeah, 470 to 440 is the score here, as Professional Skills sticking to their word in between rounds, and they are staying away with these sniper rifles and trying to get some long-range frags in. It's working so far, as they have pulled a little bit closer now. And we switch it up now to Handy Capable, who is on the Divinity Lost squad. You can see them trying to take cover, trying to stay down, and they're looking for the close action frag. So you can see the two differences in approach by the teams here, and we have yet to see which one is going to work better. In the interim, though, Professional Skills did take a little chunk out of that lead that Divinity Lost has.
Quick frag there by Professional Skills onto Handy Capable. Now we're watching Firedog on the Professional Skills side. Last match we saw a nice spread of scores for the Divinity Lost guys. Most of the players were up to each other's par, but on the Professional Skills side we saw not very much of a trend with their players. We have one of their players up in the hundreds and 50s, but then we've got Vicious down at the bottom with under 100 frags, and it's all about teamwork in this game. Divinity Lost has been able to keep the score in their favor, though they're currently trailing by 20 points in this half. We're going to see a turnaround if Professional Skills continues playing the way they have, and if Divinity Lost continues playing the way they have. But currently, Professional Skills pulling away right now. They've taken 110 points in this round, and Divinity Lost still trailing by about 20 now. Final tally on that one, Rance?
524 to 504 right now. It is a 2-frag game, so we see Professional Skills pulling a little bit closer still, and you know, that's what they're going to do. They're going to play cool, they're going to back up, and they're just going to try to snipe these guys long range and try to keep the scoreboard where it needs to be. Right now, yes, it's a small 30-point lead in the second half. That's going to bring things to about 20 points. And so this second half is really about the numbers. It's really about the math. It's really about how many frags you get there. So we'll check it out here, as now we're approaching a 50-point differential in the second half. So this game is getting tight. We've got an 8-point difference now in the game between Divinity Lost and Pro Skills. So whatever Professional Skills is doing, they're doing it right now, Stu.
We're over now to the only human player in this game, I believe. We have Divinity Lost half asleep now, making a rush onto the orange team's position. I think he's firing. I'm unsure right now, but we see another point coming in onto the blue board. 90 points this half, and he's on the run now, chased down by a trio of Professional Skills members. They seem to have lost track of him though, and he's got free roam on their half of the map. Professional Skills got to pull together here and communicate with each other, or else Divinity Lost is going to take this back in an awful hurry.
Yeah, let's switch it up now. Watching Pure X on Professional Skills as he tries to engage a member of the opposite squad, but actually both players end up going down. Let's check out the scoreboard here for a second. A full 50-point difference in the second half here. That brings Professional Skills within 4 points. It is a matter of fact, there it was. Oh, they had the lead for about 2 seconds there, Stu, and then they gave it right back. It's back down to a 35-point spread here, 34 points, excuse me, between these two teams. Divinity Lost still has a slim lead here, and it's not gonna start to get tight until we get past the 5-minute mark. But look at that, just like clockwork, 5 minutes remaining here, and now the pressure is on.
It's been a cat and mouse game mostly. These teams are staying away from each other like the plague. They don't want to get into unnecessary firefights, and they're just hanging back, waiting for the opponents to come to them. And that's going to keep the scoring low in this half, but it should be enough. There should be enough frags for Professional Skills if they can hold on, if they can gain just enough frags. And finally, they get another frag onto Divinity Lost, and they still have a lead in this map. It looks like the tables have turned on Divinity Lost as Professional Skills holding the lead on Divinity Lost's map pick.
Yeah, exactly. This is a rather interesting matchup here, and with every second that ticks by, the pressure rises here. But we see now a huge exchange here by the Divinity Lost squad, upping their lead to a little bit more than 60 points here. So now they're breathing a little bit easier, but you know what? No lead is safe unless it's 100 points or more in this matchup. So it's not quite there, but as you can see, the second half round score now evening up. Divinity Lost getting a lot of late frags here. And let's check out the scoreboard for a second and see which players are coming up big. Look at that, Vicious on the top of the Professional Skills scoreboard with 84 points. And you can see Handy Capable at the top of the scoreboard for Divinity Lost. But you can see how even all the scores are all the way around between the squad Divinity Lost. Those guys all provide the same amount of points to their team.
It's good to see Vicious pulling his weight this round. He's on top of Professional Skills, and previous map he wasn't doing that great at all. It looks like Professional Skills finally pulling themselves together, and they have a definite shot at taking this thing. They still have a slight lead now, but Divinity Lost is going to close that gap really quickly. It's within 14 points here in the second round. Total tally, Rance?
660 to 620. It's a 40-point lead right now for Divinity Lost overall here. So you can see a little bit of a chunk getting taken away by Professional Skills, but they have yet to surmount them. They did by about 2 points for about 2 seconds earlier in the round, but they have yet to really grab a lead and hold on to it.
Vicious definitely doing a lot of damage with that Far Eye sniper rifle, taking down all 3 of Divinity Lost's members. Only one of them was barely able to escape. It didn't kill him right off the bat, but he's definitely pulling things together. And we're seeing still a back and forth game here. It's still very close, and the teams are definitely have the skills to pull away from each other, but the way this map is being played, it's just not going to be possible for a huge gap to appear between these points.
Exactly. 2 minutes remaining in the round here, so we're getting down to the wire, and Divinity Lost definitely holding on to their slim lead that they have, but I had no idea it was going to be this close with the Pro Skills squad hanging in the balance. You see them all laying back with these sniper rifles, and they're actually getting points. It's amazing to see how well they're doing in this second round, and I don't think Divinity Lost was used to it. But the advantage Divinity Lost has is a scoreboard advantage. Professional Skills at some point is going to have to go get them.
That is true, but we see them still holding back. They just have to wait for Divinity Lost to make a move on some of the weapon spawns, some of the grenades.
Come on, guys.
And they have their kills. We hear a lot of chat between these players. They're encouraging each other. They are talking this round, unlike the first one. But we finally see a Pro Skills member, Vicious, rushing into the bus stop, faced by 2 Divinity Lost members. He drops the flamethrower in, but he's gonna go down, and he just gets ganged up on there, double teamed, and he loses 10 points for Pro Skills. Divinity Lost going to close up the gap once again in this half.
Yeah, it's 714 to 678 right now. Divinity Lost well out in front. And you know what? Maybe 40 points is comfortable for those guys. I'm not sure how close they're used to competing at, but they seem to be hovering right around a 40-point lead. That's about 4 frags. So you could see it swing at any moment, but Divinity Lost doing a great job of avoiding unnecessary frags on their person, and you can see them, they're doing it by staying inside. Handy Capable right now is the one that we have our eyes on, and he's the one cruising around in the middle. You can see 2 teammates inside this building right here. Here comes Pure X though. He wants to get some, but look at that. He gets taken down by some sweet defense, and you can see just one by one the Professional Skills players coming in, and they're getting knocked down. So now the lead in the second half has changed hands to Divinity Lost. The Divinity Lost has extended their lead now to a full 70 points. So is it a mistake for Professional Skills to step up here and make things happen? Yes. Final 10 seconds of the map here, and right then Divinity Lost extended their lead to 80 points plus here. You're going to see a 90-point lead. Look at it, keep going in the final seconds, and Divinity Lost is going to be the 3v3 champions here of the Gameplay HD Open. They were victorious, and it was right at the end of the map when Professional Skills made the push. They defended it perfectly and held on to their lead.
Stuart and Rance, up until the last 2 minutes, 2 clearly evenly matched teams, but in the end, Divinity Lost, the winners. Congratulations, guys. Got to tell you what you've won. For one, you've won a Sony Platinum DVD Dream System, $500 gift card from GameStop, and $500 cash each. But most importantly, you are the winners of the inaugural Gameplay HD Open. How did you pull it off? There was a little bit of a scare in the second half. How did you guys work through that?
Well, I felt like Professional Skills was just better snipers, and they were picking us off left and right. So I told our guys, stay down underneath, and we all worked really well together, so they would have to come in and gun on us, which I felt we were better at, and I mean, we were.
Yeah, and it worked out in the end. Divinity Lost, actually winners. All right, thanks, guys. Congratulations. The 3-on-3 champions have been crowned, but we've got more action right around the corner. The 1-on-1 championship will be decided right after the break.
name is Rick Morales. My alias is Freeway Rick. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I've been playing games since I was 4 years old. The first game I played was Sonic, and I've just been hooked ever since. I want to start making games. I want to get started at a video game studio. I just made it to the finals. I defeated Rankman, the guy I most hate. I played against him a couple times on the game. I don't really like the kid, so it was fun beating him. It was the last map. I killed him to get the win, and I guess just a natural reaction, I gave him the finger. People don't like me because I tell them if they suck. People love to hate me. They think I'm garbage, have no skills. Even though I've beaten them in game battles repeatedly, I get into their heads. I want them to hate me. I'm just me, who I am. My philosophy is be true to yourself, be real. Don't pretend to be someone you're not. What motivates me would probably be to win tournaments. It's more about letting people know that you're one of the best players. I am playing Kotek 123 in the finals. I really don't think he proves a challenge against me. I'm a smarter player than him. He's another player that thinks I'm garbage, so it'll be fun beating him. No matter what happens, I'm going home first place.
I'm Ian. My gamer tag is Kotek123. I'm 18 years old. I go to University of Illinois in Chicago. I'm majoring in biology, and I'm looking to be a doctor. I want to become a doctor just because just the feeling of helping other people. In my spare time, I hit the gym a lot and play sports. And I have a girlfriend, so that's obviously a lot of my time goes there. My girlfriend doesn't let me hear the end of it. Whenever she wants to talk at night on the phone and I'm playing PlayStation, she gives me some lip. Gaming is basically just something that I do for fun. I camped out for a PlayStation 3 basically just to sell it, and then I ended up keeping it just because it's a pretty cool console. I started playing it and just ended up getting pretty good at it. Probably the best part of the game is that you always have to be watching your back, and there's always surprises. There's always, like, you know, someone around the corner to kill. It's a fast game. I would say that I'm definitely a little bit of an underdog, but I'm pretty confident going into the last game. My opponent, Freeway Rick, has been shown in the semifinals to be pretty weak, and every one of my skills surpasses his, and I think I'll be able to take him down.
Each of our gunmen has demonstrated that he's plenty quick on the trigger, and now it's time for the high noon portion of the Gameplay HD Open, the second half of the one-on-one finals. There's a lot of cash and prizes on the line, and the pressure is high here in the Gameplay HD studio. Kotek has a 20-point lead over Freeway Rick after the first half. Now here's Rance, Rome Costa, and Stuart Django Ewan to set up the drama for the second half. Fellas, you say what?
Well, the first map was very slow-paced. Freeway Rick stood inside for a lot of the game, and Kotek waited outside, of course. This next map, Nottingham, it's small, close quarters. We're going to see a lot of heated action here, Rance.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a lot faster, and it's going to be a battle over the 40mm grenade again, guys. I'm looking for a lot more action in this second round.
Oh, we're set to decide the winner of the Gameplay HD Open.
Well, the question is, will it be our man Kotek, the favorite right now? He's up by 2 frags, or will it be his opponent, Freeway Rick? Both players are actually going to start off with close spawns here. We're going to see a firefight right off the bat here, as Kotek already has 10 points here, and he's going to make it an even 20 there up top on this Nottingham map. Now this is a very short action map here. There's plenty of places to grab weaponry, there's plenty of places to grab armor as well, and these players are going to get a lot of fragging going, I do believe.
Kotek tearing things up there with the bullseye, lands a tag on Rick in midair, then just unloads the clip. Another frag gonna come in from Kotek onto Freeway Rick. Kotek has a commanding lead, 0 frags against, and it looks like he's about to increase that. 5 frags now. This is going to go downhill really quick, Rance.
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, I mean, Kotek's got the strategy on lockdown right now. All he's got to do is defend the upper weapons here on the top side of the level, and he's going to be just fine. So now he's opening things up, and he's going to blow out Freeway Rick right off the bat. Now, could this easily turn around later? Yeah, but Rick is going to have to get himself his first frag before he's going to be able to try to stack up a bunch of frags as well. But you can see Kotek, It is now 80-0 in the second round, and that puts the final, or the tally thus far to 130-30. That's a 10 frag differential here, and Rick is just going to run and gun his way on in and hope to make some things happen. It's quickly getting out of hand, though, still.
Rick is just taking it lying down every time. He just pops up, and Kotek is there waiting for him. Courtesy of that Chimera special ability, when he sees him spawn, he'll be waiting at the jump pad. Kotek ahead by 10 kills now. We're not that far into the game. This is going to be a train wreck.
Yeah, I agree, man. There's Rick heading on the way up yet again, and he gets taken down for the 11th time in the second round. That's going to put the tally at 160-30 here, as Kotek seemingly has the lockdown on the strategy there, and he's not going to let Rick upstairs, and Rick wants it. I mean, look at him. He is just relentless, trying to get upstairs, trying to get some weapons. Why doesn't Rick just retreat to a different part of the map to try to get some gear so that he could be successful?
Either way, he'd have to push upstairs eventually. Kotek could wait on the top level all day, and Rick would be unable to get a frag. As soon as he pops up that lift, Kotek's got the bullseye already, tags out, and those bullets are going to just hunt Rick down. Kotek in complete command here.
Yeah, absolutely. 14-0 here in the second round, and Kotek's sitting pretty. He knows, he's confident. He's got his bullseye out, and he's just dropping Rick every time he makes his push up here. So we're just watching a clinic. This is how you defend an area on the map, courtesy of Kotek. He's going to make it happen, and Rick just basically has no chance. It's already way out of hand. 210 points now for Kotek, and that is quite the lead there still.
Uphill both ways, it looks like, Rance. But Kotek still, he's just waiting for Rick to come up. There's not a whole ton of strategy going on here. Kotek just has to wait for the goods to come to him. And we see again, Kotek just master of that bullseye. Those tags going out, the bullets finding their mark. We don't see a lot of grenade action at all because it's not necessary. The only weapon that Kotek's gonna need here is the bullseye.
Yeah, exactly. The bullseye is all he needs, and that's all he's been using thus far. 190-0 in the second round. That puts the overall tally at 240 here. And Kotek gets another one. He's going to make it an even 250-30 now. And that is, ooh, there we go. Topside spawn by Rick. Look at this. Oh my gosh, and look at that. Kotek is going to turn around and get the frag. Rick had his best chance there just now there, Stu. He could have dropped him from the backside. I have no idea why he didn't just pull the trigger and make it happen.
I don't know, but Kotek, quick to turn around, drops a nade into Rick's face. Now Kotek doing a bit of taunting there, meleeing Rick's body. It's not very kosher, but you get trash talking games, and it's just carrying over here. Kotek still 230 points this round. It's quite a runaway here, and a 240th there as Kotek just feeding it to Rick.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 290 points here total for our man Kotek, and he is way out in front. It is a major waxing here so far, and we've got plenty of time left. Can you believe it? Let's check the timer here. Coming up on the 5-minute warning, and Freeway Rick is going to have to get himself a frag, or else the game is just going to be a wash for him. I think Kotek has got to be grinning over there big time, knowing that he's got such an upper hand right now in the battle.
It's about a 300-point difference right now, isn't it, Rance?
Yeah, it is. It's actually 300 and, oh, I'm sorry. It is, let me do some math here for a second. 270 plus 50, that is 320. So it's 320-30 here.
And we just see a 280th on the board there from Kotek, so Rick has got to be sweating right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Up the jump pad goes Rick yet again. Kotek can't drop in midair, so Rick is going to have to drop back down. We'll see which side he ends up attacking from next. And it's not going to be the same side. There he goes, cross that circle right there. And Rick pops up. Kotek's got him on lockdown. And this is exactly what Kotek's been doing the whole game. He spent half the round doing it, and he is only 4 minutes away from victory. All he has to do is keep the same strategy right here and hold his ground and have better aim, and he will be victorious against Freeway Rick.
I'm kind of curious what's going to happen if Kotek ever runs out of ammo. But it looks like that hasn't happened yet. Kotek's still in just utter domination of the top half of the map. Rick, he's got the whole bottom to run around, but he can't get any frags with nobody there to frag. So we see Kotek once again. Rick just feeding him the frags. It is, like I said before, a train wreck, and Rick is on the tracks.
Yeah, 390 total score here for Kotek. That's 39 frags against the 30 for Rick. He's definitely up by 36 frags. Pretty much an insurmountable lead at this point, but there we go. Rick getting inside the crosshair of Kotek. That was his second best chance, aside from spawning right behind Kotek there. But he wasn't able to put that one together either. Rick has got to be wearing Kotek down, but it just doesn't seem to be happening. Kotek could just lock on that bullseye and make things happen, and he's doing a very nice job with it. 410 points for Kotek now. Scratch that, 420 for the guy, as he is up by 39 frags right now still.
This is insane, basically. Rick, just like I said before, feeding Kotek the frags. And how much time's left in the match, Rats?
Oh, let's see. It's coming up on about 2:30 left.
2:33 left, and Kotek just still stacking up the points. Rick is being almost apathetic about this, not doing a thing to stop him. The same repeated movement over and over. Kotek just unloads the bullseye, takes the frag, but I don't know what's going on in Rick's head right now.
Yeah, here's what's going on in Rick's head right now. He's just playing to be playing at this point because he knows all is lost. He is going to be defeated in this matchup, and Kotek is just going to cruise his way to the title. He will be the champion of this tournament. And poor Freeway Rick, he's going to try to push his way in and try to get a few frags in, but it is what we would call an insurmountable lead at this point. Final 2 minutes of the second round, and the score stands at 470 to 30 right now, about to be 480. There it is, 480 to 30 right now. That is a 45 frag lead.
This is higher scoring than some of the team deathmatch games we've seen. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked because I was expecting this to be another low-scoring game, one player on the top, one player on the bottom, just avoiding each other, but not so. The auger, I believe, is on the bottom, but I'm not too sure. I don't think there is an auger in this map after all. If there was, we'd see Rick working it from down below. But Kotek now on the bottom of the map, possibly a chance for Rick to take a frag, but guess not. Rick just follows Kotek up the jump pad and completely turns around.
Yeah, he didn't even see him right there.
Kotek just able to capitalize, and he could have walked up and clubbed him on the back.
Yep, final minute here as we're at a score of 510 to 30, 520 to 30 here, and we're watching an absolute clinic by Kotek on how to defend this map on Resistance. He's just defending the top side of this Nottingham map, and the second floor is where it's at. Look at that utter domination, not a single frag here.
500-point lead.
Yeah, isn't that ridiculous, man? It really is. A 45 frag game in Resistance should not happen. Okay, you're watching a 49 frag half here, and so that is just making it, you know, we're up to a 550 score now, and that is, you're right. TDM games don't even score this high, so you can see the utter dominance by Kotek, and this is the reason why Kotek picked the map. He knew that Rick would do this. He knew that Rick would just blindly push in and come try to kill him. So now Rick is outclassed, and we're going to click the final seconds away here. And the final score will stand at 560 to 30 here, with the floor being mopped with poor Freeway Rick there. Kotek utterly dominated the second half of competition, came up with over 50 frags in the round. Unbelievable.
In a word, steamroll. This was as one-sided as it gets here, folks. Candice?
Two combatants enter the battlefield, but only Kotek made it out alive and is now the first one-on-one winner of the Gameplay HD Open. Congratulations.
Thanks.
It means that you win a Sony Platinum DVD Dream System, a $500 GameStop gift card, and $1,000 in cold, hard cash. You got to be so psyched about this.
Oh, yeah.
It was a blowout, but at what point did you know that you had this game won?
After the first few kills, I realized that my strategy that I planned on using was going to work. So I stuck with it and ended up just blowing them out.
All right. Well, congratulations once again. It was a fantastic match still to watch, and it's been an exciting final so far. So let's get the 3-on-3 winners out here. Divinity lost, and here are the kings of Resistance, Fall of Man. That'll do it for us. I'm Candice Gibson. That's all for the Gameplay HD Open.